You look amazing, by the way.
Oh, come on. You know what? You want a piece of Big Daddy, don't you?
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
There he is. Hey, Max. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you at long last. I mean, it's been over 10 years?
Over 10 years, guys. Yeah, honestly, it's flown by. It feels like it was yesterday, but it has been a minute. And I'm delighted to be on the show. Thanks so much for having me.
Well,
and yeah, a lot of exciting stuff coming up.
Well, okay, so Max and Siva from The Wanted back together. They're doing The Wanted 2.0,
Nice.
which I think is a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
And you're traveling around the world, and you're coming to New York. We're going to talk about that show in a second.
We are coming to New
exciting.
York. Yeah,
That's got to be
it's
really
gonna be
exciting
awesome.
to like pop back on the road and do this. I mean, you must be just beside yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, Elvis. I've been asking the band to get back together from about a week after we split up the first time in 2014. So I've constantly been banging on the door for something to happen. And then a few years ago, it almost happened, but then COVID hit, and then when we spoke about it again, unfortunately, Tom got ill, and what happened, and then since then, myself and Siva have been plugging away and had a lot of conversations with everyone, and the best thing for everyone was that me and Siva take the Wanted 2.0 forward, and what better place to start than, the greatest city on earth, in my opinion.
I love that. Well, thank you. We're honored to have you back. Yeah, I know when Tom got ill, you all came together, and I remember seeing you guys on stage singing with him, and we were all touched. We've been watching you. We've been stalking you, Max, so don't think we haven't been. And of course,
I've been watching you too, mate. You look amazing, by the way.
oh, come on. You know what? You want a piece of Big Daddy, don't you?
Yeah, I did like the bear about you.
That's it. That's it. Well, our dog Max, we named Max after Max.
That's right. I remember when you did that.
Yeah, that's how he got the name, because my husband Alex wants to have sex with Max George.
Oh, wow.
So
Listen, I mean, I was going to say the greatest accolade of mine is the fact that you name your dog after me. Other than your husband wanting to have sex with me, I think that might be number one now.
What a wonder.
Yeah, that is so cool, though.
So, you and the team got together and said, okay, we want to go out. So it turns out you and Siva, you're the two.
Yeah.
And so when you were alone together in a room talking about, okay, we're going on the road, we're going to make this happen, what was that conversation like? I mean, The Wanted was such a huge part of our lives those many years ago, and now you're coming back as 2.0. What was that interaction like between the two of you?
The weird thing is that when the first time round, myself and Siva weren't, the closest. We didn't have a very close friendship. We were close in terms of being together and work colleagues, and we got on really well, but we weren't like really close. But then I think the last couple of years with, certain things happening in our lives, I think maybe changed perspective on certain things. And the more that we've spoken about doing this band, I think we found out a lot about each other that we didn't know before. And I think that our passion for the band and the music and celebrating all the hits that we had with the fan base that we still have, I think that we both just connected with it and was like, we're going to do this. Like, we need to do this. And yeah, so me and Siva, it's just it's fit like a glove, really. Like, we would never have thought it. And Siva would say the same thing. Like, if he was to pick one of the lads that he was going to work with in 10 years from now, 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have been first on the list, if I'm honest. But over the last couple of years, we've become really, really close. And it's a friendship that I'm absolutely loving. And yeah, to be going on the road and experiencing this with someone that is so passionate about the Wanted 2.0 and the Wanted for what we stood for is, yeah, I mean, it's a mega feeling, man. And like I said, opening in New York, for me personally, is like, that's the dream, man, because New York to me is my favorite city in the world.
Well, we're going to sell some tickets, I know, because the information for Sony Hall and the performance is coming up in a second. Did you want to ask Max something?
Yeah, so, it's been 10 years. So people's musical taste, everything changes. So what will be different now than from 10 years ago?
Well, I think First of all, I think we just get better looking with age. I think that's one thing.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I think the most important thing to us is that when we sort of wrote the songs and recorded the songs, our aim was to do timeless songs. That was literally one of the aims when we got in the studio. And luckily for us, they've stood the test of time in terms of Spotify and everything. Our numbers are really, really good. And people still listen to us, which is such a nice thing considering we haven't been around for so long. So I think all of that energy that's built up over 10 years, we're going to do all of the hits that we had all over the world. In the UK, I know obviously in the US, Glad You Came was our biggest hit. So Glad You Came will definitely be in there. But we've got a new band playing with us. One of them, our guitarist Shane, is like a social media sensation. Shane Trainer, if you look him up, he is an unbelievable guitarist. So we're just going to put a new twist on all of our biggest songs, and just all of that built up energy over 10 years, we're just going to absolutely explode it in Sony Hall.
Okay, so it has been, you guys have already toured before, so you know each other well enough and you know each other's road habits. Do you have rules for the road while you're traveling together?
Rules for the road?
Like no pooping on the tour bus, stuff like that.
Yeah, no pooping on the tour bus.
Nah, that was more of a Tom thing, that.
No.
Yeah, Tom was he was the naughty boy out of everyone. So yeah, he had a tendency to do that. And I remember, there's a few stories of the tour bus, but toilet story is the best one. I think was when we were absolutely hammered one night. Jay started having a wee against the curtain where the driver was, thinking it was the toilet. And needless to say, the driver wasn't very happy when he saw it coming down the stairs towards him.
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord.
So no wheeze against the curtain.
Yeah, there you go.
That might be a rule.
No, so yeah, none of that. And to be honest, I think that it's probably going to be a lot smoother this time in terms of, rules and stuff, because I haven't had a drink in 4 years now. So I feel like I'll not only be a lot calmer, but I think I'll be able to enjoy it more and at least remember where I've been, and soak it all up. 'Cause sometimes we get told that you go to South America or, you're going to Peru. And I'm like, oh, God, I've always wanted to go to Peru. And then my manager will be like, you've been there.
Oh,
and so, do you know what I mean? And I thought, oh, God. So that's when you kind of know, right, I might knock the drink on the head for a little bit. And yeah, 1 week became 4 years. And I feel like I'm so excited now because I'm going to remember everything,
That's hard.
Yeah, I'm just going to take it all in, man. And yeah, it's going to be class.
But those moments, and some of them lucid, some of them not. Those were important foundational moments for The Wanted. That's it. And now you were here today. Now you're Max George 2.0. It's all making sense. And I love the fact that you sort of admitted that when you guys were together back in the day, you and Siva hated each other.
Hated each other. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, Siva probably hated me more than I hated him.
No.
Let's be honest. I was a pain in the ass, let's say. But no, it was just that we had our own lives, I think, back then in terms of within the band. Siva was with Narisha, and like me and Tom were very close and sort of partying all the time. So, but I think like it's just gone full circle, which to me is such a nice feeling. Siva's an awesome guy, as you know. I know you've spoken to him since The Wanted, and he's just such a good, a good man. And I'm so happy to be doing this with him. And I think that what Siva's going to be doing more of, certainly this time around, is show off his vocal range and everything that maybe he didn't get to do so much the first time around. He's really stepping up as a frontman, which is going to be really cool.
Well, Max, it's great to have you on. It's great to see you, and you look great, and I can't wait
you too.
For the energy that you're going to bring into town, because there's a huge mountain of The Wanted fans here in town. So The Wanted 2.0, it's Max George and Siva. They will be at Sony Hall October 6th. So if you go to sonyhall.com, all the info for the tickets, it's pretty much a done deal. Sonyhall.com for October 6th with The Wanted 2.0 with Max and Siva. Excellent. Thank you, Max. Should we make a request? What should we play?
The Wanted.
Glad you came.
Yeah.
Done. All right. Thank you, Max.
Oh. Guys, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.